And Dr. Arrow, I would
I
love
mean,
your thoughts on this, but just also highlighting that the International Rescue Committee reported wars now last on average about twice as long as they did 20 years ago and 4 times longer than they did during the Cold War. In your response, I'd love to hear what you think the lasting consequences of the war in Sudan on the region and the world might be.
sadly, Jonathan, Sudan is the poster country for that very picture that IRC has just painted. More civilian casualties, the human toll, the fact that diplomacy has become harder. We see a crisis of peacemaking because the options today is more militarization, the guardrails, the tools that often you would bring to bear to end a conflict are now missing in action in Sudan. A few years ago, 10 years ago, there would have been space for a more rigorous, focused, dedicated sort of mediation on Sudan. But you heard Ambassador Linda Thomas Greenfield say it. You heard what Alex was also saying, is that, Ukraine, Gaza, and then you start deprioritizing certain conflicts. So that's where we are with Sudan. And quite frankly, the arena also, there's a real contest, real competition as well, and Sudan is caught up on that. But I want to go back to also to the question that you asked me to answer, which Alex started to answer also. I think, quite frankly, if you're going to get a ceasefire in Sudan today, it will require some sort of understanding between the UAE and Burhan, between the UAE and the SAF and its leadership as well, or everyone else with the UAE to sort of define some guarantee that will convince Burhan that he will stop fighting. Right now, we're watching Sudan careering off into a very dangerous, wrong direction. We're seeing the region itself that is very fragile being caught up in that. We are watching an unwinnable war. And I think that is the reality we face today. And until we can convince the SAF and the RSF to come to the negotiating table, that although today one side appears to have ascendancy over the other side, neither of them has the capability to govern Sudan. That is the reality. And until that reality is squarely understood, even by the mediators, we will be able to get ourselves to a more upgraded form of mediation. Let's see what will happen in Geneva. That is an important step. It could be the last dice for the US. It's a vital one, where we're going to have all the enablers, all the key actors, all the key influences that are shaping and are sustaining and giving fuel to the crisis coming to the table with other key actors. That is the challenge now. That can we convince all sides to come to the negotiation table? The time is running out. We're in a countdown mode for Sudan.